컴백 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 컴백
정한도경, 지혜이, 임기승관, 권우민우
모두 같이 놀자 프레젠트 받아 프레젠트 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 세븐틴의 프레젠트
Hi, my name is Tessa, and I hope you are having a wonderful day so far and that it has been filled with smiles. Today we are going to be discussing the comebacks that have happened so far in the month of April. April, in comparison to the month of March, was much more relaxing in my opinion. March was exploding with comebacks and also the viral hit from Brave Girls. It was an exciting month, but April has also packed quite the punch so far with comebacks with SHINee, members of 17, Wendy from Red Velvet. I off the top of my head, I have so many. April has felt very good so far. Right now, if you're interested, I am playing my fan cam from the OTU tour from 17. That happened in 2020, pre-COVID. I have just been reminiscing, and God, I miss these moments so much. Anyways, let's go on with the video. I hope you enjoy, and I would love to know your thoughts on these comebacks. So, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I think in today's age of K-pop, we underestimate the power of having a vocal-driven chorus. I think from the beginning with the simple dum dum da 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 dum dum part, I was expecting that to be foreshadowing the entire chorus. Thankfully, it was just a simple melody that reappeared very subtly. Because of the very basic sound of the verses and pre-chorus, I was expecting that to change into a very underwhelming beat drop for the chorus. Instead, I was gifted the chorus with all things wonderful and trendy with pop. The concept was solid and everything was seamless, and the choreography wasn't anything jaw-dropping but still engaging. With 3 members, they know how to distribute the song well between the personalities. The chorus was immediately catchy, and I felt like I was singing it when I had nothing else in my head at the time. Overall, I really enjoyed this song, and I definitely downloaded it and will catch myself kind of speeding on the freeway as I'm listening to this song, because it's a very Black Eyed Peas boom boom pow kind of vibe, where you just feel badass while you're listening to it. Of course, Big Hit is no longer Big Hit without that iconic Water Droplets intro. Don't Leave Me will forever and always be a superior BTS Japanese single, and I went into this expecting not to change my mind, and it didn't, so I was not startled or disappointed. All I can say is Jin, please, Jin. I feel like I haven't heard him in so long. Musically, I feel this song was reaching for something like their more emotional but powerful sentimental ballads that they have. Something of the sorts like Spring Day, but I'm sorry, BTS has kind of lost that touch to me. I don't listen to their recent stuff as nearly as much as I used to. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that this is a them thing. It's definitely a me thing. I think they have just adjusted very well to the niche that is the general pop market, and while still being talented, you can still make generic music, and maybe that's just the road that they're going for now, and I still have a very close place to them in my heart. I feel even musically speaking, this just misses the mark, and it's bland. The song starts out with a fun, almost xylophone melody, and the continued melody adds a nice texture to the song, and it's so satisfying to me. So sophisticated and tasty, that's the best way I can describe it. The artistic direction with the choreography is absolutely stunning, like a spider crawling and stretching. I almost at times hear Taemin, Jimin, and Hoshi. It's my mind doing that weird K-pop thing where sometimes Soloists' first tracks I refuse to believe that their voices are the only artists that is in the song. I am so happy that Hoshi finally has a song that isn't becoming a joke like Hurricane, although I'm sure 17 is bound to make it a meme eventually. I really enjoyed seeing Hoshi's artistry thrive and excel on his own. Hoshi is the imagery manager in 17 to me, as should the performance leader be. To see him do something so well tailored to his style is very admirable, and I think that Spider is just the start of Hoshi's success and just proves his prowess and demanding presence. I really think that this was a solid solo track and debut from a 17 member, and I'm really hopeful to see where he goes in his solo career.
Hate to see you with someone new. I'll put a cursor at you. Ain't no looking back now, you're dead and gone. My love is gone too. All my love is gone.
Now, when I listened to On the Ground last month, I wished for a more vocally driven chorus by a vocalist in K-pop. I got that here, but I'm disappointed to say that I'm still kind of disappointed. The song by no means is bad, just forgettable almost, especially whenever it comes to the verses. I didn't like the deep tone talk singing for the pre-chorus, and thankfully that's my biggest complaint. I actually felt moved by the chorus though, and the song sounded better in the second verse. I think something about the way she was singing was much more emotional and not so dead and was actually melodic. The chorus was the star of the song, undoubtedly, and I feel confident saying that. And she succeeded in displaying a passionate show of vocals.
My love is like water. 네 아픈 곳을 채우는 내 상처들을 감싸고.
Of course, Wendy's solo debut was much anticipated after the tragic accident from the 2019 SBS Gayo Daejun. We get a lot of acoustic pop in K-pop, but not so much indie pop, and I love that this mini-album has really shown Wendy's capabilities technically when it comes to her vocals. Even I was surprised and I couldn't believe it. She truly moved me and it made me so proud. She kept up the pace of this song. She made up the song and it had the music just moving around her like water, I guess to say. It was truly amazing. This song is all in her performance, and I love in the second verse when her voice quite literally becomes an instrument in the song and she is just becoming one with the music. I think that there is nothing this song is lacking, and I'm truly surprised and so content with this release. Astro is continuing with their darker, more mature concepts that they have had for at least a year now. This is a bit like electropop, and it kind of reminds me of something SM boy groups would have done. The production is really up there for me. It's energetic, it's modern. Rocky's post-chorus rap in the second verse, accompanied with the slight tempo change, was my favorite part of this. It was so good. The chorus was a little lackluster for me. Post-chorus was nice. Although catchy and had a memorable synth hook, it was just a little too bland for the standards I have for Astro.
Just call on my name. 나를 불러줘. 나에게 이름 불러줘. 이 밤을 끝내고 싶어. 벗어날 수 있도록. Just call on my name.
I was concerned seeing the intro that it was going to be a boring boy band ballad, and I truly just wanted something a little more fun and exciting. It's angsty and gives me intense Infinite and Black vibes, those second gen feels, if you know what I mean. The verses, while nothing too surprising happens, still remain engaging. When we get to the chorus, it's very noisy though, and has overbearing synth along with their shouting. Although their voices and their style of singing was nice to hear, it was very overwhelming. Not my kind of thing. This is something that I feel could have been fixed in production, but what do I know? This kind of falls in the middle of the road for me in many ways. I don't see this being memorable, nor was it something I immediately felt attached to. Definitely not my favorite release of the month. What is up with JYP releasing so many girl groups? Focus on Twice and ITZY. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know about this group until about a week ago, so this is completely uneducated about the group and purely about the song and the music video. I have seen comparisons to Twice and their debut, and I refuse to accept that. I have a soft spot for Twice, and I'm not necessarily a fan, but I remember their debut being like, they are special, the charm. Anyways, I would be interested in seeing the future of them and the direction they end up going, but nothing about this is charming. It's very robotic and Barbie pop to me. I think this may have to do with the newness of them. They seem kind of nervous. I don't know, something is off. It's catchy, but the la 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 parts are just too much. Musically, the song has appeal and potential for a cheery pop girl group song. I just think the production and the obnoxious la la la's part are where that appeal ends for me. The laugh in the beginning has to be inspired by Wannabe by Spice Girls. This song felt a little boring to me. It definitely was reminiscent of ITZY's Dalla Dalla, but not as fun and fresh to me. The twinkling cooled down pre-chorus ushering into the explosive, addictive chorus was truthfully my favorite part. Musically, the song is strong and powerful, just not something I can see myself listening to often. The members are charismatic, and I really think that with a song more catered to my taste, I personally would like them a lot. I just think I need to pass with this individual song. I was about to say, remember when 4-member girl groups were like the thing with Sistar, Girls' Day, Secret, and so many, but then I remembered we have groups like Blackpink and Mamamoo, so that kind of defeats what my memory was. I kind of feel that the styling was like a princess that likes playing sports, kind of like when 4Minute was promoting What's Your Name, I think. This song, I don't mind listening to it, but it's not a song that I see longevity playing. As soon as this started, I thought of Love Dust by Big Bang, and my 2012 K-pop self never saw this happening. This is all of the good things that era of K-pop was. The catchiest courses with almost mindless singing while still carrying a melody and being emotional, if that makes any sense at all. I am also so happy to see producers who were responsible for this sound back in that era. Double Sidekick, who produced songs like Loving You by Sistar, Mr. Chu by A-Pink, Crash by BAP, and of course the iconic This Is War by M Black. Sadly, I feel that they have faded from that streak they were on, but this was a nice reminder of their sound and just how timeless their style is. Although I took my little booty down memory lane with this and enjoyed it, something is lacking. I think it's missing maybe some more energy vocally, but again, that was very 2012 K-pop thing, to be more focused on the appeal and the catchy melody than belting energy. I definitely have ended up saving this in my Spotify playlist for the month, so I did enjoy it quite a bit, just maybe not the strongest release of this month. It was more of a nostalgic thing for me. First off, the video is magnificent, very straightforward, and aligns well with the message of the song and the natural sensuality. I love the twilight energy. Also, it had some very beautiful shots, and I love the contrast of the black and white dancing shot with the B-roll type shots that completed the rest of the video. This song is so strong, so well produced, and intricately crafted, and really told a story similar to the video without actually having to indulge yourself in the video. The fact that the percussion is so attractive, it kind of reminds me of 17 Getting Closer vibes, but a more cool toned with neutral palette. I really think that this is something that I've never heard from any other boy group, or at least not as well executed. The pre-chorus is so strong and melodic, and the instruments dance around the vocal melodies so well. This was definitely one of my favorite releases of the month so far. As the ritual goes, a group's track following their debut is the most crucial as it further cements interest, or it could be a step backwards. Stacy had a retro pop debut that attracted a lot of attention, and I actually liked, and I was happy with it, but I feel that they were more chill approach going into this release, and I've seen mixed reviews about this, but I can personally say that I am much more into this than So Bad. Don't get me wrong, I can definitely see the criticism saying that this is boring and generic and safe, but I felt that the melody of the chorus was enough for me to absolutely fall in love. It's so charming and cute. The song does lose momentum. I do really wish that the final chorus switched it up and gave us something a little bit more powerful, but it is what it is, and I ended up enjoying it quite a bit, to the point where I saved it. Very BTS Dynamite energy I see, especially with the cinematic angles, which is definitely not Super M's issue, it's just an observation. Having Taemin as the opening to the song is such a smart choice, I think. His presence just is, it's so welcoming and the most inviting among all of Super M, but they are all darling, don't get me wrong. A funk pop bass driven release from the super group, but something about this is very Sprite and very commercial to me. It was hard at times to navigate exactly where I was in the song because it was kind of repetitive, but this release does well with its mission of being fun and a breath of fresh air in this transition from winter to spring. It was full of character and it was just a nice listen overall. I am so happy to see that Amber is glowing and doing something I really feel she has been wishing and dreaming to do. Unlike Shake That Brass, this is exactly what I picture Amber doing. Something uplifting and kind of memey while still being exciting, and something attractive to listen and watch. This instantly became a Friday on the way home from work kind of jam to me. This was really what I needed this week. Also, Peniel also deserves some praise. I think that this is his strongest delivery, like, ever, and this fit him so well. As you can tell, I adore this song quite a bit. I'm just really happy about this. Immediately, I got like Dream Girl and Odd Era feels and vibes, and those are some of SHINee's strongest releases, in my opinion. And this is exactly what it is. If View and Dream Girl had a musical baby, this is it. I didn't realize I needed this and this much. I enjoyed Don't Call Me, don't get me wrong. SHINee is just capable of pulling off any genre. But I love, love, love this colorful, musically orchestral sound that SHINee does so well. It's truly beautiful. The descending deep part during the chorus is really mesmerizing. Every single second of this song is so engaging, and the synths along with the percussion and the bass just make for an enjoyable listen. SHINee is really, like, they're just doing it so well. Definitely one of my favorite releases for this month so far.
Looking for the editor, 이 맘을 끝내줘. I'm begging for the editor, 깨끗이 지워줘. Please let me go.
I was not expecting that tone change in the second verse. The song turned from a somber sound in the first verse and swapped it with something a little more optimistic, although the message of darkness and loneliness is still being sung. Daniel's vocals were made to be the centerpiece here, while musically the song leaned more towards simplicity. I like the fusion of adding the electric guitar to a song that is for the most part R&B. It's hard for me to say whether I like this more than Paranoia. I feel more drawn to this, I think. Although neither of them are anything to speak high praise about, they are still both impressive to see from Daniel. We once again see the retro trend thriving. This is especially prominent with female solos, I feel, from Sunmi's Porepipam to Yubin's Perfume. Mamamoo themselves do retro really well, so it's not surprising that Wheein delivered here. This is stylish and dripping with empowerment and groove. I don't know, I feel that that's just Mamamoo's distinguishable trait among the members. I absolutely love the breakdown during the second verse. I feel that this is simple in its simplest form, which isn't the worst thing. Just nothing about this other than Wheein's performance screams interesting. This is heavily reliant on the bounce and the groove, which is just the style. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing though. The 8, or Minghao's voice, is one of my favorites in 17 purely for this tone and attitude. The sophisticated sound and style fits him really well as the wine yoga mom of 17. This kind of gives me jazzy but also that reggae pop with a backbone. And with the guitar groove, for some reason my first thought is that Ashley Tisdale Headstrong song. I have no idea why. There is a lot musically happening. I see this as Minghao's opportunity to dance around, and this was purely fun and playful. I'm really proud to see the 17 members get all of the solo opportunities, especially since they left out the solo stages in Ideal Cut 2 years ago. At this point, I still cannot get over this. Moving on, if I had to choose what I would listen to between Spider by Hoshi or Side by Side by the 8, I would personally choose Spider, but this does not downplay the power that Side by Side has. I dearly loved Cinema, which was a release in January from them, and I actually made a January review, but my computer literally could not handle video editing anymore. The trends in K-pop are funk and retro. This is more of the funk sound with an energetic and bright attitude that Cinema had, but a little more funk rather than synthy and retro like Cinema. While I know that this does not compare to cinema for me, this was still refreshing and solid. I think this relies more on comfortability while listening. I think that the Ayo, 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 Ayo was supposed to be the attempt to a hook, but it didn't really stick for me. I like the pre-chorus in the second verse that turns into a celestial sound that reminds me of cinema, but this just falls flat in comparison.
That's all I wanna do, stand by your side. 난 마치 Venus, 덕수는 flavor. 시공간을 넘어가 채워 너 dark mark.
Funk is on a roll in the month of April. My first observation was that the group seems to shine with this concept. They are exploding with charisma and energy. There is a faint whistle that kind of serves as the melody for the song, along with the catchy chorus. Unfortunately, this is just bound to happen with groups less established, but it's evident that the production of the song was low budget. It lacks the fullness that a song like All For You by Six had. But despite the low budget production quality, I can see that they have potential and that this was enjoyable to listen to and has a feeling of happiness sprinkled all throughout. And that is all I have for the month of April so far. I hope that you have enjoyed this, and don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like this video. I would really appreciate it, and let's be friends. I hope you have a good day or a good night wherever you are. Sweet dreams or good morning, and thank you for watching.